Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpot, Season 14, Episode 14. This is the Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Powering Indiana Lake County Studios.
Good morning.
Hey.
14-14. I don't know if that means anything, but...
It's interesting.
Double numbers, numerology. Yeah. Some numerologist out there will let us know what that means.
For sure.
Sorry, I started coughing as soon as the show started.
Here we go.
The coffee hit me the wrong way. No, it's all right.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Morning, everybody.
Kevin,
good morning.
Weather is ridiculous, right, John?
It's freezing.
It is so. For those that are not listening in Northwest Indiana, congratulations.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like this most of the country, really, right now, right?
Is
it's
it?
like from here all the way out to the East Coast, basically.
Just to rub it in, Ethan kept sending the family chat pictures of the beach over the weekend from Tampa.
When there's a hurricane coming, Ethan, make sure to send us some more of those pictures. As a surge, as a 10-foot surge is coming into Tampa, take the same pictures, please. I'm fine where I am, man. Like, geographically, like, everything out west is sort of screwed up. Everything in the southwest with the lack of water. Everything west with the fires. Southwest, lack of water. You got Florida all along the Gulf Coast with the hurricanes. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting away in February for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That was like,
there's nothing wrong with vacation.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, where I have a house...
I plant myself, yes, I agree.
We got plenty of water.
Mm-hmm.
There's no crazy natural disasters.
No hurricanes.
Right.
We don't get many tornadoes.
I mean, tornadoes happen every once in a while.
Sure.
I have never seen one.
Yes, we don't want to start that. But I mean, we get bad storms, stuff like that. But nothing that's like just every year, here we go again. Wildfires.
I think the most, in the Midwest, the biggest thing you're probably going to die from is boredom.
which is okay with me.
Like this time of year, I am bored to death.
Yeah, there's not much going on. But that's why things like, 219 Day this Saturday or little things that happen during the winter that you can do, like pick up pickleball.
It's Lindsay's birthday this week.
Well, and she's not even here to help us celebrate it.
She will be. She's on her way. She had a
rough night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, there was like a puke emergency at the end of the shift.
Oh, that takes some cleanup.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
that was funny, though. Yeah.
It was.
I can't talk about Lindsay's job.
Yeah.
Because it's
HIPAA?
like, it's got HIPAA and stuff. Yeah. But like, so I don't talk about it. I just make stuff up. So the puke emergency, we'll ask her when she gets in here.
I'm checking out your dead shirt. That looks good.
Yeah. I got this from Mark McLaughlin.
Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah, original dead.
Nice.
I went to Oakland with you two.
Really?
It was like a third world country. What do you mean?
Wait, really? I thought you said
you were there. I went to Oakland with you two. Really?
Wait, we were talking about music. I thought he meant you too.
No,
I was like,
I went to Oakland with you two.
Got it. Yes, with
you two,
with
people.
the two of us.
Right.
Yes.
I'll never forget the drive there.
That was
burned out
crazy.
Cars and
dude, wasn't that nuts?
It was
never
crazy.
Seen anything like it.
It was like something you'd see in a Hollywood movie.
And it was like 2023, by the way.
Right.
I know.
War torn.
I know. It was war torn. It was like you quickly went to Honduras or something.
Yeah.
And like there was like a civil war going on, and we were caught in the middle of it.
Remember, Tom grew up in NoCal, and
I've been to Oakland.
He was like he kind of directed me. I was driving.
I was like, I know the shortcut.
Yeah, you're like, take this exit. You get it. We'll go around this side, and we'll get back on the bridge. We'll be fine.
Right.
And then I was
it wasn't like that when I was younger.
No, I know. It's like
it was sort of a normal ghetto when I was younger.
Sure.
Now it's like a third world country with
it was
like
crazy.
With
now hopefully
zombies.
They've improved since we visited, but it was like
they had
out
the
shells
leaning
from George
freaking
Floyd.
zombie looking drug addicts. Like there's like burning stuff. It's like, and then the thing about California is the thing that I noticed is difference when I go back is suddenly there's RVs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
RVs on the street, RVs like lined up and down major thoroughfares, and they're parked and they don't move for like weeks at a time because people are living in the freaking RVs right on the streets. And then like, of course, they have their yard outside of their RV with all their shit and their fucking dogs, and you can't even walk down the sidewalks because it's a goddamn city now with like, oh, this is where I live, asshole. You can't walk down that sidewalk. It's like the most basic level of government in California is broken beyond.
Overwhelmed.
Kevin, like that's why you and I have talked about Gavin before. There's no way that guy's ever going to be the president.
And now with no federal funding or help.
I agree. I think Trump. I think his whole purpose is to let places like California burn. It's like, fuck you if you're a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, you're stupid. Then your country, your city should burn, your state should burn, and don't ask for federal funding because you're Democrats. I mean, do you think that's wrong,
well,
Don?
I think, look at New York. New York City's kind of interesting. He's becoming buddy-buddy with Adams.
Mm-hmm. That's becoming his master.
Mm-hmm.
He is. It's like, yeah, if you deport illegal aliens, I won't indict you. But if you fail to toe the company line, then the Department of Justice will slap charges on you and will put you in prison.
Yeah, but then people like Gavin who just won't back down.
I think
are going to get the shaft.
I believe everybody in politics, in upper level politics, should be fired. I really do. We need to start with a fresh group of people because they're all broken. They're broken beyond repair, and it's threatening the Republic, in my opinion.
The Republic is definitely under threat, I believe.
I don't trust any of them. I'm dead serious. I don't trust any of them. I think they're all fucked up. Like even people on my team. No offense. I think you're fucked up. I love this country. I sat on a fucking submarine for 6 years for this freaking country, and I think it's a disgrace what's going on right now. I do. I think my party screwed up when we were in charge. I think the Republicans are screwing up right now. It makes me very fearful. It really does.
I'm definitely have some anxiety going with what's going on, and I also don't just fault the Trump administration. I fault what happened before, and now I feel like because of what happened before, people reacted to that and voted Trump in, and now we're facing some other threats.
It's our fault that Trump's there.
Yeah, I don't think
the Democrats.
Yes,
it's our fault
that
Trump's there. If anybody listens to Lockpod, if we were on the DNC, we would have steered. If this Lockpod was in charge of the DNC while Biden was president, we would have steered the Democratic Party through this and probably have a Democratic president right now. It wasn't that difficult to beat Donald Trump this race. But when you put up an old man that's senile and you insist that this person's perfect, and then you're shocked now that Donald Trump's the president and everything's all fucked up, you are the problem, DNC. You are the problem.
And the Republicans did a good job of messaging during Biden's presidency, and the Democrats did nothing to help counter that message.
Hey, Lindsay. Morning.
Good morning, Lindsay.
Hey, birthday girl.
Get in there. But Biden was a dream candidate to run against. He's basically diminished capacity. You're running against an old man that's like diminished. He barely could walk.
I just think it was one of my favorite memories of that campaign was after the debate, which was a disaster for Biden, of course. And like before the debate was like Trump was like, I'm getting him out of he's terrible. We're gonna and then he tried to like after the debate he's like, I think Joe's gonna stick around.
What they're doing to Biden is horrible.
We're just gonna beat him in November, and we don't want him out of the race.
Yeah. And then it was like, now I got to run against two candidates. Yeah.
I don't know, man, because I honestly, and I know we've talked about this before, and it gets old, and I know people don't tune in to Lockpod to hear upper level politics because that's not our job. But the fact is,
I think we do. I think we have good upper level politics discussions.
If I was in charge of the DNC, I'm not saying I want to be. I don't. But if I was in charge of the DNC, I would have steered us through that. And so I don't think I'm particularly brilliant either. Okay, I think that I'm an average Democrat, and I saw the commander-in-chief, and I knew just from my uneducated opinion that he was diminished. I saw a look in President Biden's eyes that I see in my dad's eyes, and that didn't make me comfortable as an American, certainly didn't make me comfortable as a Democrat, pushing him for another 4 years. Can you imagine, real quick, if Joe Biden was president for 4 more years, Kevin? Can you imagine that would be our fucking job to protect this guy and to act like that he's
going to be okay. He's got good people surrounding him.
He's got all of his faculties. He's totally normal, and then he falls over on stage. It's like, oh, that's normal. People fall over all the time.
I think that unfortunately,
my world, they do.
Yes, they do, and you don't think they should be president. So I think
definitely not.
And I think that's the thing that just aggravates me a little bit is the fact that what happened in my mind, I'm sure, is that in the halls of power, it was like we got to keep him. We got to somehow get him through this. And it was all it wasn't about the country.
So, like, I don't want you to name names, but, like, who do you blame? Like, you're just like, because, like, it's, like, open-ended. I'm mad at everybody.
It would just be pure speculation, right?
If one of them ran for president, would you be like, fuck you? Because I would be. If one of them ran for president.
If I knew that they had something to do with trying to keep him in power, yes. But you know what? I would say that there had to be either a circle of family, a circle of his friends, advisors that are like that have been with him for 30 years.
But family's going to say they want what's best for them. Okay, family's not going to be biased. We all agree, right?
But someone like Chuck Schumer, like go down the list. There's clips of everyone saying no, Biden's totally all there. Still.
Yes,
Schumer
John,
said it.
Those people should be barred from the Democratic Party because they got us in this predicament.
I think it's more like, there's always guys that you don't even know their names that have been with Biden for 35 years since he was in the Senate, 40 years, whatever. Those are the people, those really close friends and advisors. Those are the people that I think have to blame because I'm guaranteed they were like, we can get
What
Joe
about the
through
cabinet?
this. We can get Joe through this. I don't know how much, like, was the guy that's in charge of the Department
Kevin,
of Energy
do you think,
saying, like, yeah, let's get Joe Biden through?
Okay.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's say that, do you think my police chief would know if I'm senile?
I would think so.
Yeah, I would say
think
yes.
so. How about my fire chief?
Yes.
Sure.
How about the head of sanitation?
Maybe not.
Come on.
Yeah.
I sit in freaking meetings with these people.
The head of
Right.
we
And
don't
they
even
would
have
know.
sanitation. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the public works guy, sure.
Whatever,
I would
Kevin.
think so.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
I mean, who else?
If I
Yes.
sat in a room with Joe Biden for 5 minutes, I would know if he's crazy.
Right.
And if
Right.
I was a fucking cabinet member, I would know if he's freaking diminished because I'm not stupid. Because you look at him and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and you're like, yeah, everything's normal.
So
those are the people that got us. That's why we're fucked right now,
And
because of those people, because they're selfish.
What I'm saying is those people may not have been in the circle of decision makers. Like
You're right.
Like I said,
But
like the Department of Energy.
They were lying to us. They were lying to me.
Yeah,
and
if they were in public saying that and that was the party line, then they were lying. Yes, I agree with that.
That's a problem, man, because now we're fucked. And so, like, now we're fucked, and my constituents are coming up to me saying, what are you going to do, Mayor?
Right.
What are you going to do to stop this? I was doing everything I can. I was talking about the president being diminished. Early, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Was I early?
Right here on Lockpod.
I agree. It's just like, this isn't upper-level stuff we're talking about. This is basic politics.
And I was even resistant at first. You know, I was like, whatever. But I just looking back, you were right about that, and I feel like again,
I'm not looking for that.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I think again, whoever was in that circle of decision making, and I don't know how close it was, or how tight it was, or how broad it was. Those people are to blame.
Yep.
But there's a couple other issues. By the way, this is not on the script, y'all.
No,
this
no.
is
We were killing time waiting for
Everyone's
Lindsay.
just feeling really strong feelings while I wasn't
yeah.
here.
But
Well,
there's a couple other things going on here. It's
glad
not
you're
just
here, though.
it's not just Biden being, not all there. Like the Democratic Party wouldn't allow for debates with other Democrat nominee or candidates.
That goes back to the same point, though.
And it even goes back
John,
to
Is circling
a
Biden.
Yes.
congressman
Circling the
ran.
wagons.
A congressman ran for president. We've talked about that multiple times on air, and he was completely shut out. What was his name? Dean something.
Dean,
you
from Minnesota.
don't even know his name.
From
I agree.
Minnesota, I think.
John,
or
isn't that sad?
Wisconsin, or-
Like, I'm a freaking student of the presidency. I know most of the people that ran for president, but that guy was so shut out, we didn't even learn his fucking name.
Oh, by
he
the way-
ran for president, gave up his seat in Congress to run for president against a diminished 80-something-year-old, and we didn't even learn his name because the media wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't even cover him.
I mean, Trump had 13 people running against him, and he never debated. But I mean, he was the front runner, and they just
Did
all
we ever
faded
doubt
away.
Trump's capability?
No.
I never doubted
No.
for once. And Trump and Biden are close to the same age.
Yeah, 4 years, but
Okay,
like,
but still, I never doubted for a second that Trump was capable because he looks like he's capable. I hate to say it. Biden, you look at Biden, he looks like he's lost.
the crazy thing is, in 2020, you look at Biden in 2020 when he was Trump's age that he is now, and he was okay.
Okay, so
And
maybe
then
Trump
a couple
will be
years
messed
later,
up in a few years.
well,
maybe. I mean,
we
maybe
don't
he
know.
will be. Maybe that's the age
Maybe
when
he'll
you
hold
just start
on.
to slip.
Could be.
Mark it down because I'm getting close.
And don't forget,
I'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you,
don't worry.
Linz.
don't forget this. I mean, the Democratic Party has problems going back before that to even 2016 when Hillary ran against Bernie. And
Yeah.
there's like, oh, well, we're gonna kind of like just move and shake and change the rules so Hillary
Yeah.
gets the nomination. I mean,
We're not Democratic anymore.
it's bad. I mean, the
If you
Democratic
run,
Party needs help.
It's like,
please.
you can't run because we're just going to ignore it. You could run. You can give up your career. You could spend millions of dollars. You can get lots of votes. But we're the upper echelon of the DNC. We'll just ignore you. And the media works for us, so the media will ignore you as well.
I just feel like some of the
That's
things I used to complain
democracy.
about the Republican Party, now I'm complaining about the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
annoying.
Maybe
Lindsay.
just all politics sucks.
Well, now it does. Well, unless you're a Republican.
Always sucked.
The Republicans are pretty happy right
If
now.
you're a Republican that's in like, I don't know, you got Elon Musk
I hope
problems.
you like your
and
$10
Trump
dozen eggs.
yeah.
Kevin had a serious incident happen by his house this weekend. It was
Yeah, it
crazy.
was pretty sad, terrible.
I heard about it, and it's not this crash site is a common crash site. It's right by Kevin's house. It's the state line, basically, where one street feeds into another street, and there's like a hard left-hand turn coming in from Illinois that most people catch. 99% of the people catch, but unfortunately, every once in a while,
That is a rough turn.
It is
especially
a rough
at
turn.
night, especially when it's icy out and you're going 80+ miles an hour.
Yeah, it was a real tragic accident, and like any parent, he doesn't like to hear when 20-year-olds are driving fast in a car and getting a crash and somebody dies, and that's what happened.
How far away from your house?
400 feet. I don't know, just 300
Whoa.
feet down.
Did you hear anything? Did you see anything?
I did not. I was sleeping on the other side of the house. I didn't hear it. My neighbor, however, when I saw him in the morning because I was walking the dog, he was out there, and I was like, hey, because I had gotten the text from that. We're on a text chain with the police department and stuff. And I walked out, and my neighbor was like, "Yeah, I heard it. I heard it sounded like a snowplow scraping along, and then I just heard a boom." And I was like, "Holy cow!" So I went out there. The car was wrapped around a tree. There was a young man that was in significant, distress. The police and fire department got there right away. He said the kid's parents came out there.
God, dude.
So that was really, he said it was tragic,
His
sad.
kid's parents were there.
They must have lived pretty close. They must have lived close.
Dude.
So like someone went and there were other kids in the car that ran out and got told people. And one of the boys passed away at the scene. Just terrible. I mean, like, it was a tree that wasn't even that big of a tree. You think a car hits a tree, it's like, oh, it's this monstrous tree. This tree was not that big. But when you're going that fast, and I was out that night. I was actually at a friend's house playing poker. We ended like about 1 a.m. I walked out off of his porch and I almost slipped. It was really sleety and icy.
Night,
yeah, it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that was a weird storm we got that night. I wasn't expecting it. I remember looking out and being like, "Whoa!"
Yep.
Like
it was like sleety.
Night. Yeah, it was like. Yeah.
So I'm sure that contributed to it. And when you're going that fast, it's just I have no idea if anything else was involved in it. Hopefully not. But if it was,
kid that died too. I saw today on Facebook. They have a GoFundMe for the kid that passed away. He was 20 years old. Very sad situation.
So just remind. This goes without saying. And if kids don't listen, they don't listen. But I don't know how many times you tell your kids, be careful. If it's you got to drive under control. Especially late at night, you shouldn't be out that late. Get home, all those things. Sucks. So I'm sorry that happened, but it's just a reminder. So,
hey, this is a funny little prank. I always like good pranks.
So hell of a turn, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I was trying to because obviously
mood.
that's not like a super fun.
No.
We're talking about a little kid that died, basically, or a 20-year-old kid that died. But this is. First off, you want to do the Substack thing?
Sure.
What is Substack, Kevin?
So recently, I
downloaded it yesterday at your insistence.
Yeah, well, yes. I wanted you to download it to check it out. I just downloaded it yesterday. I kind of feel like out of the loop on cool things because apparently Substack has been going on for a while. It was started like as a news, way to like put, how like when newsrooms started like getting rid of their reporters and their photographers and everything else. So like this was like a place where writers and journalists could go and kind of like do newsletters. And then it's kind of evolved since then into like this, I guess place where you go to get like you can go in depth or it can just be like a feed. And it's really cool. It's like you can follow people like you would on Twitter. And I got turned on to it because someone said, hey, look at this woman, Heather Cox, and her opinions on what's going on with the Republic. And I started reading her and it's really kind of cool. I did an account. I was telling Steve, our business manager.
Like columnists will put their stuff
out? Yeah. You could subscribe.
Is it only columnists or?
No. You could start writing about the DNC and how
if I wanted to take a picture
are.
of myself and like post it and I'm like decked out in red, white, and blue thong, I could do that.
Yes, you could talk about submarines on there and do newsletters. You could talk about how.
But I have
to
to talk about
DNC.
stuff. What if I just want to take a picture?
I think you could. You could make it your profile.
Is it like
picture.
Facebook? That's a question I'm having.
I would say it's more kind of like Twitter and like I don't know.
So you can post like short form stuff.
That you can post short form stuff.
But it sounds like it's encouraging long form writing.
Right.
It is.
It's like a blog.
It's a blog.
Yeah. Like blog.
But you could write about
it's like
whatever.
MySpace, right, Lindsay?
That's not what MySpace was. No,
Oh,
it's like Zynga.
You know
For
what it
those
reminds?
of you who were millennials.
Yeah,
I remember
Zynga.
MySpace.
What were you saying, John?
You know what it reminds me of is who's that indie journalist we've had on a couple times?
He's on
He's
there.
got a website. Okay,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
Why?
I know it's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Wait, not Adam Wren.
Yes.
Adam
Yeah. No,
Wren.
I'm thinking of Adam Wren.
Okay.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the other.
James
the
James Briggs. Oh,
He
man.
was on another show.
Yeah, no, but he's an indie journalist, and
Right.
he's got a
Right.
Substack. So it's pretty cool. The other thing I discovered is we can upload our podcast to it. So I'm encouraging Steve to get Lockpod on there.
Nice.
So that'd be kind of cool. So check out Substack if you haven't already. Hopefully the mayor will have his own Substack
I'm going to.
soon.
I'm going to down it.
Cool.
I gotta
What are you
tell
going to
you.
write about, Dad?
I don't know. I'm going to become.
He's got a lot of good ideas.
An
I do,
author.
man.
Yeah.
I got like
Write 'em
lots
down.
of
Make
shit
sure
swirling in my
Marissa
head.
proofreads before you post.
So here's I know we're going to talk about Elon in a little bit, and he had another
Hot
child,
topic.
but this Substack has an Elon connection. So now that we know kind of what Substack is, there was this author Matt Taibbi. I think I'm saying his name right. He was good friends with Elon when Elon first bought X, and helped publish the Twitter files. Do you guys remember those?
Yes.
Okay. So they had a falling out because Matt Taibbi started publishing stuff
Taibbi?
on Talibi?
It's Taibbi. Taibbi.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought there was an L in there. Taibbi.
Taibbi.
He started publishing stuff on Substack, and Elon didn't like it. He wanted his stuff on X. So this is not a joke. These are texts between him. Matt posted these. Look at this text from Matt. It says, Elon, I've declined to criticize you and have nothing to do with your beef with Substack. Is there a reason why I'm being put in the middle of things? Elon responded, you are dead to me.
Please get off Twitter and just stay on Substack.
This was like a few years ago.
Wow.
So Elon's not a fan of
This is
Substack.
weird.
Yes.
That's like
Another
really
reason to go on
weird.
Substack, by the way. Elon hates it.
Wow.
I love seeing all the people. Like Sheryl Crow the other day turned in her Tesla. She
saw
like gave
that.
the
Wow.
proceeds to like the food bank or something like that. She's
Yeah.
just like, fuck this. I'm out. If I owned a Tesla, I'd be. But if you're looking to trade it in, you're probably getting nothing.
Nothing, because
Yeah.
some people that are, are like politically
Right.
sensitive would say like, I'm not buying that.
If anybody, like, you figure Trump has pretty close to a 50% disapproval rating.
Right.
So you're taking every half of all America and basically saying
Your
no
market
thanks.
is shrunk
Yeah.
for the sales market. I wonder, John, you follow electric cars? I know you do. Has the
Yeah.
value of Teslas?
All
Drop.
EVs are
I agree with you,
are
John.
plummeted right now.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
John. I'm actually sort of happy we never did an EV charging station at this point, and I was salty for a couple years about that.
Mhm.
And now it's like, holy shit! Like this whole market may crash.
And we're going to talk about that in the second segment.
That whole market-
Ford came out with a very interesting announcement, so we're going to talk about
it's-
that too. But check out Substack. That's really interesting. That if you're anti-Elon, definitely check out Substack.
So in Texas, Texas politics and Indiana politics are somewhat similar. Both states are run by supermajority Republicans. Both states' Democratic parties struggle greatly to make noise, to be successful with candidates. And, some of the issues that Texas is going through, a lot of the same issues we're going through here, a lot of right-wing stuff. So one of the big issues in Texas for a long time has been, what if transgender male that was born male is now a female, wants to use the females. This shit confuses me.
Transgender
Dude, this shit
female.
He,
confuses
her,
me.
they, them.
It does confuse me, okay, because I'm like very
So
simple-minded.
if they
like,
switch to lady,
I
they're
believe in-
transgender female.
Okay,
All right.
transgender female. That's still confusing to me, but let's move on. So transgender female uses the ladies' restroom, and this freaks a lot of politicians out, especially Republicans,
Yeah,
right?
it's a big thing in Congress, I guess.
If you would
For
even,
sure.
how
They
you would
win
know
elections
that,
on
I don't
this.
know. But
They win
yes.
elections on
No,
this
I mean like
issue.
Yes.
Marjorie
They
Taylor
bring it up.
Greene is like going in bathrooms and like, wasn't
Checking
that a
for
thing?
dicks?
No,
I don't know.
wasn't that a
I'm
thing like
looking
a
for
couple
dick.
weeks
For
ago?
what reason, though?
Checking for dicks. I mean, here,
I
look
could
at
have sworn there was
I
a
wonder if
story that
Bobert's
came
with her.
out that either her or Bober was in the bathroom and freaked out because she thought one of the women in the room was transgender, but it turns out
How
it
would you
wasn't.
even know?
She's like, she was standing up to pee.
She like came out and started making a huge deal about a man in the bathroom, and then it turned out it wasn't.
we got to get.
I
that
saw her
story.
penis.
So
Maybe.
Show me your genitals.
So anyway, this is the same kind of issue in Texas that it is in Indiana and Congress. This freaks Republicans the fuck out. Okay, so I'm going to imagine that this was a prank pulled by a Democrat in Texas, and I have to tip my cap to this prank because this
I'm
is
just
money.
glad there are Democrats in Texas left.
This is a great one. So this is a prank where they put up a notice in the men's restroom that says electronic genital verification system. It's a security notice, and this is what it says.
Looks very official, by the way.
It does. It's got the
Like at the bottom,
It's
it
got
says-
the airport logo. It's got the
Yes.
Texas logo. Everything real official about this. Okay, and this is what it says. The security notice: electronic genital verification. Your genitalia may be photographed electronically during your use of this facility as part of the electronic genital verification pilot program at the direction of the Office of the Texas Lieutenant Governor. In the future, EGV will help keep Texans safe while protecting your privacy by screening for potentially improper restroom access using machine vision and artificial intelligence in lieu of traditional genital inspections. The dick watcher.
How's the traditional?
We had that in the Navy, man.
You did?
Yeah.
Dick watcher?
I'll tell you in a second.
I can't. What a job that had to be.
At this time, images collected will be used solely for model training purposes and will not be used for law enforcement or shared with other entities except as pursuant to a subpoena, court order, or otherwise compelled by a legal process. Your participation in this program is voluntary. The notice includes the official seal of Texas, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the DFW airport. The notice finishes by stating that you have the right to request removal of your data by calling the EGV program office, and it includes a phone number for the Texas Lieutenant Governor's office. So if you call up to say, I want my genitals taken out of this program, you'll be calling directly to
And it works so well that the Lieutenant Governor had to issue a press release.
I am not looking at your genitals.
I am not looking.
No way.
Yes.
Isn't this the best?
That is
It's
funny.
better than the Naked Beach joke. This is better than the Naked Beach joke.
It's really good.
This is so freaking great.
Yeah.
I love it. Good job, Texas Democrats. I'm gonna hats off to the Texas Democrats. I'm giving them credit for this because it's mocking the Republican
ridiculousness of of what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene, going into bathrooms looking for dicks.
Well, it is an issue, though. I mean,
I've never had an issue in the women's bathroom.
And
ever.
I mean, how is it an issue? I mean, like I've had women walk into the men's room and take a piss during a football game.
Right.
I don't scream and run out.
That's different.
Have you had an issue with it?
I've read about issues with
it.
that.
You're right. You read about it.
Okay.
But if I walked into the stall,
I've read about a lot of things.
I would, if I had to go as soon as an emergency, I would go into the women's room.
I would too.
I'd be like,
I would say, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to crap myself.
Yes,
Move out of the way.
Yes,
right? And they would
exactly.
move because I would have that urgent look on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And every toilet has a stall that's separate.
Yes. And the women are cleaner. If you're going to explode in a bathroom, I'd rather do it in a women's
And
room.
wonder
actually,
about that.
Dad
Are they
did
cleaner,
go
Lindsay?
into the ladies' restroom. Oh, no, wait, never mind. He was in the men's restroom. And it was empty and clean at the Taylor Swift concert.
There's
Never
no
mind,
one
I
there.
was getting confused.
It was beautiful.
He said clean, and I was like, yeah, he went there once.
It was beautiful.
Wait, did you say women are cleaner?
Yeah.
I was just curious about that. Lindsay, are women's
don't know.
bathrooms clean?
I heard women are disgusting.
Women all know they have to sit down on it.
I'm kind of biased. I shared a bathroom with 4 boys growing up, and I know men are disgusting.
Mhm.
I know.
I agree with you.
They are gross.
I've seen those bathrooms. But
women are gross.
But like if a
Sure.
woman knows that they're going to sit down, I think naturally as a woman I'd be like cleaner because
Yeah,
I
we
know
got
that
like little paper like to put on the U-bend.
Oh,
and
we got
stuff,
that
and-
too. We just don't use
Nobody
it.
uses them. They're always full in the men's room. I agree with Tom.
We have them.
Yeah, they're there.
The toilet condoms.
No, they're always full.
I've never used one of those in my life.
I've never used one. I've
Yeah.
never thought about grabbing one.
And see, that's why men are more gross.
Men are gross. That gets back to my basic premise.
All right, so tell me about the dick watcher on your site.
Yes. So
Okay.
in the Navy,
Is this an official job or that's the nickname?
I'm glad you asked that question, Kevin.
It's a wonderful question. Actually, I've heard the story many times.
So you have to picture a cup, okay?
Okay.
So
Thank
this
you for,
is this
thank
is
you
the
for
urine
using
cup.
the Smith Sursic.
This Smith Sursic cup, John, could you?
Yep.
This Smith Sursic cup, for purposes of this training session, is the urinalysis cup. Okay? So I would be giving this urinalysis cup, and I would have to pee in it often in the Navy. We got drug tested
Like
regularly.
when you say that, do you mean like offshore or in
underwater?
Underwater.
Yeah.
Wow.
Underway, in port, you get pee tested all the
Okay.
time, right?
Yep.
So like they'd be like, "Here is your cup. I need you to piss in this, Petty Officer McDermott." And you couldn't just like go in a stall and piss in it. You had to have an observer.
Come on.
Yes.
To
they
make
had
sure
to see.
he's not using fake pee.
They would see the insertion take place. See what I'm talking about with the Smith Sursic logo?
Thank you.
The insertion.
Thank you.
take
We're going to
place.
make this part of our
The
website.
dick watcher would literally see that take place, and then you would pee, and then. But
Who
it
would
was
get
weird.
this lucky job?
It would be the same person all the time. I thought
Come
that was
on.
yes, dude. We thought that was very weird. It was
Interesting.
Like he volunteered for it? Or?
yeah, same dude.
I'll do it, Captain.
I'll be the dick watcher, sir.
To be fair, it was probably a medical professional. Yeah?
No, it was just
It
like
was
a petty
just a
officer.
guy?
Yeah, it was just a petty officer.
Who watched him?
Nobody.
Wait,
I
was
don't
it
know.
something-
Maybe the
he was
captain.
a drug addict.
That
Maybe
was
the captain.
that
That's
was
a good point. If you're a drug addict, be the dick watcher. All right. See,
It was for drugs.
that's why I needed Kevin on the
Yeah,
boat.
it's a
like that's why. I
Why,
never
to be
even
the
thought
dick
of
watcher? Is that what you're
No,
going to say?
I'm saying, yeah, Kevin could have been the dick watcher, but the dick watcher was probably a drug addict. I didn't even think about that. That's a good angle.
Wow. And more stuff not on the script. See?
Yes, we should go off the script more often.
you
All
guys are
right.
insane.
Let's do some ads, and we'll come back. By the way, some good Elon Musk in the third segment. We've got some news about Trump's impacts on the auto industry and some other stuff. So
Hey
stay
man,
tuned.
Friday we got a special guest coming in the
Yes.
studio too. Josh Huddleston, the mayor of Hobart, coming in on Friday. Touch base. He's
Wonderful.
I think he's been a guest at least once or twice.
Once.
Yeah.
Well, he was. I don't think since he's been mayor. Was
Oh,
it right
really?
before? Maybe it was right after.
Okay.
I know
Well,
he
that's cool.
came on when he was a candidate.
He's
for
the mayor
sure.
of the city of Portage, first term mayor.
Hobart.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I know where he's the mayor. I can't believe I said Portage, but Mayor City of Hobart. Josh has been a friend of mine for a long time. He's on the city council. He's a young guy too. I think 34.
He likes to kind of say that.
He says it often that he was younger than I was when he got elected, which is very impressive, by the way. So Josh will be on our Friday. Should be a good show. So let's start off with Powering Indiana Lake County. It's our source for the region's most trusted electricians, and it's our premier studio sponsor. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana businesses and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Are you facing legal troubles or challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Struggling with immigration paperwork? Need a visa, green card, or help with naturalization? Kuklakis Law is here to guide you every step of the way. Our attorneys have the experience to guide you through the complex processes of family immigration, humanitarian relief, and naturalization with ease. Don't face immigration challenges alone. Call Kuklakis Law at 219-671-6347 to schedule a free consultation. Hablamos Español.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation and to get on their spring schedule, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145. Today, that's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by checking out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511. And just to give you an idea of the types, Matt's involved in like upper-level stuff in the city of Hammond, like the data center, things like that. This is the type of company you go to if you have projects that are big and you need help. So.
All right. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and science solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team led by Rick Balzenberger combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions using the latest innovation and technology. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today. Jeez.
There they go. Oh, hold on.
That was aggressive. Oh, boy.
Bounced again. Frankie V's. No need to dress up. It's a casual place. Bring the whole family. We have plenty of space. A hidden gem in Hammond. You don't have to drive far. Delicious food. Great service. And yes, a full bar. Try our homemade pizza chips, Italian beef, sausage, marinara, and more. We have delicious pizza, pasta, and Italian foods galore. Don't go where they don't remember you. It's just not the same. Come to Frankie V's, where everyone really knows your name. Visit us today at thefrankiev's.com for daily specials, full menu, and hours. Thanks to our sponsors.
By the way, 3 days from now, Lindsay's birthday. 3-3.
33.
What?
Double three?
Notorious LMP.
That's it?
Whoa, Linz. You're 33 and I'm 55, same time.
I know.
Wow.
Numerology.
Well,
Here we
you're
are
not
again.
going to be 55
That's the
for
name of
very
the show.
long.
Numerology.
If Dad's going to be 56, like 2 weeks
soon
later.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, for now, though, you'll have both doubles.
Very cool.
Age doesn't
Divisible
faze me, man.
by 11.
That's it. Prime numbers.
It's not a prime number. It's divisible by
Thank you.
2 numbers.
You're right, Linz.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Actually,
11 and 1.
3 numbers.
Lindsay,
Oh, 3 too.
Lindsay correcting
5.
people at math is a huge development
That's
in her life.
sad for me.
This
No.
is a
This is
nursing
a-
development.
new
This is a
thing?
young lady that in high school and college struggled with math and then went to nursing school and became really
Job,
good at
Linz.
it.
And he's divisible by also 3.
Right, Linz?
Yes. I was not the best math person. Actually, I was the good math person. I just didn't have the right, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. But I got my highest score on the SAT was math.
Wow.
So I
let's
don't know
see.
what was going on there.
So is 11 a prime number?
Yes.
Yes. It's self and 1.
But 22 is not.
No,
2,
because it's 2,
1,
Right.
11.
11.
All right, got it.
Hey,
thank you.
You're not gonna believe what happened the other day, Valentine's Day.
No.
Huh?
Yes. Valentine's Day. Got it.
Yeah, it was what?
Friday? Okay,
yeah. So I took Marissa out to dinner that night.
Very nice.
Went to Gamba's.
Oh,
Benito
nice
always takes care of us.
Dude, Benito's the best, man.
He is. I love it. By the way, Gamba's, not a sponsor, but
if you want to be,
it's one of the best restaurants in the region. I mean, Frankie V's is up there, of course. But Gamba's
for casual,
right? But Gamba's is the really great restaurant. Marissa and I go there. Marissa and I go there a lot. We went to Gamba's and got there at fucking 4:45, like the earliest. We were way before the old people, like way before
pre-old people,
way earlier than the old people. Like we were the first ones on the right.
People, Dad.
So like the reason I'm telling you what time we get there is because I get there and I like put my back to the crowd because I know it's going to be packed that night. And we're sort of at a high-profile table, so I didn't want everybody to be able to see me coming in. So Marissa and I are sitting there, and Marissa's facing the crowd, sort of telling me who's there and what's going on, and I'm like hiding. Okay. And we're sitting there. We were doing a good job. Okay. So we're sitting there, and I start hearing like people that I know come in, like Randy Palmentier was there. Okay. I said hi to him real quick.
Easy voice to spot.
He was an easy voice to spot. Yeah. Randy's father-in-law, Representative Ed Soliday was there. You know, I said hi to Ed because Ed, you know,
middle of session, you know,
right. Middle of session, important guy. He, you know, him and I know each other well. He takes care of me, watches out for me. So I definitely want to say hey to Ed. But for the most part, I'm ignoring people coming in and out because I don't want people to know I'm there. Right.
So this was the spot to be at for Valentine's
Gamba's
Day.
On Valentine's Day is solid.
Wow.
It's a solid
It's like a celebrity hangout.
It is like a politician's hangout for sure.
Interesting.
So I'm sitting there, and at Ed's table, I know approximately where he's sitting because I got my back to, and I hear this voice. And Marissa and I are talking, but I also hear the conversation going behind me, and they're talking about students. What are you doing now? Well, I'm doing this. You know, I got students over here. A lot of grading paper, blah, blah. I hear like just talk about that. And then I surmise they're talking about Purdue Northwest. I'm like, it's a Purdue professor. Wonder who it is. Because I know the Purdue professors pretty well, right? I mean, I lived right there. I'm on the Hall of Fame.
And you also attended there.
I attended there, taught there, went to coached baseball.
Recent inductee to the Alumni Hall of Fame.
Right. So, like, I'm like, wow, this is obviously a Purdue professor. I wonder if I know this person.
Sure.
So I'm sort of like listening. Marissa and I are talking, and Marissa is sort of ignoring what's going on because she doesn't, as it turns out, she doesn't want me to know who's there.
Oh.
So who do you think was there? Had to be a good one.
Purdue professor.
Chancellor Cohen.
No.
I'm not saying because I already know the story.
Right. It was fucking Spiros. Right.
He was a professor?
Yeah, because that's where he went when his separation happened from the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority. Spiros went to Purdue. I mean, the guy's got a background in tourism. I mean, it's not a stretch to think he could teach in the tourism department.
They have a wonderful tourist program.
So it makes total sense. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about Purdue hiring him at all because obviously he's got the background. I think it's a lot different than what he was doing. You know, being a professor versus being the CEO of a huge tourism agency. It's a lot different. But so I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at Marissa. I'm like, is that fucking Spearhouse? And she sort of goes, I mean, Kevin, he was right behind my chair.
Did he know you were there?
No. I didn't know I was there. He is standing like 3 feet above me, and I sort of peeked around, and he had this clown shirt on, man. Like a shirt that a clown would wear. It was like frilly and like colory, and I was like, God damn, I wear flower shirts all the time.
That's Robert Graham shirt for sure.
Dude,
yeah, I bet.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can't get sued because I talked about the shirt he wears. Kevin's like,
maybe
sued for anything for this guy.
Who knows anymore?
But anyway, yeah, Spiros and I are still involved in litigation, so I didn't say anything to him.
For legal reasons, the last 2 minutes were a joke. How about that?
Would that cover it was not a joke. It was not a joke. That's crazy though, right?
She didn't shake his hand or anything?
Shirt.
I normally do. But he always makes it awkward. And he was at a table. I knew some of the people at the table, and I didn't want to create an awkward situation on Valentine's Day. You know, so I walked right by. I kissed my 2 fingers and did like a peace sign to one of the guys at the table.
Oh, how'd you
to one of the guys at the table. I know the guy, but I didn't want to stop and like be awkward.
Done that. You kiss your.
I went piss.
Like a millennial
peace.
girl, like
peace.
Wow.
I did.
I've never done that. I've never done that
because it was weird. I would normally stop and talk to everybody at that table, but I wasn't doing it because it was awkward. So I did like the peace.
I've never done that move.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah. It was awkward.
Not
man.
in my repertoire.
It was awkward. It was very awkward because I don't like Spiros, obviously. and
The
I'm
whole
sitting there.
dinner.
He is
you're sitting
standing
next-
over the top of me.
No, not the whole. I don't think he was saying that, John. I thought he was just saying temporarily he was talking to somebody
For like
behind
5
him.
minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
For like 5 minutes, dude.
Gotcha.
Like standing above me. Because at first I didn't
Are you sure you
notice
didn't
it.
know?
I didn't
know.
He
No,
didn't
I think
recognize
Marissa knew.
Marissa.
I don't
know.
know.
Did he know?
No, he did
That's
not.
weird.
I had my back to the
You would
crowd.
think he
dude.
would have known him. You would have
Well,
seen Marissa.
he wasn't looking probably.
Gotcha.
He saw Ed Soliday and went straight to Ed Soliday.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Very.
I know. So, and funny enough, we had a big thing happen in that case that day too.
So all kinds of stuff going on. All right. Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, what's up? I love Ford
Can
Motor
you
Company.
believe this?
I love Ford Motor Company.
It's
It's a stock that's very cheap. It's like single digit PE ratio
and they
forever. Like
Well,
9
think about the
PE.
assets they have, right? I mean,
But like a 9 PE is incredibly low, which means the stock is really cheap. And for like decade, I've been watching the stock going, what the fuck is wrong with this stock? It doesn't make sense. Like there's Fords everywhere. They're profitable, but you don't get like the Tesla bounce. Tesla gets like
what's
Tesla's
their
PE
PE is like
80.
right. I was going to say I
It's
thought it was
ridiculous.
like 50, but
Well, I
It's-
feel like
yeah,
it's just a
I'm just-
basic car, you know? That's like a standard.
I love
yeah, but
I
this
love
is like an
Fords.
American institution.
I love Fords. Ford Shelby, Ford Mustang. I got freaking like, I mean, I love Fords. I would have a Ford Explorer, but I have a Chevy because I have a Chevy dealership.
I have a
but
Ford Escape,
Yes,
and
you
it's
do.
fine.
You've been driving it for a decade, right?
I paid it off. I've been driving it for a decade this year, yeah.
So what's up with Ford, Kevin?
Well, it's interesting. Their CEO had a press conference, and this all goes to, I think, the tariff discussion. But the interesting thing to me was that, Ford, under the Biden administration, invested heavily in what, they and other American auto manufacturers, probably foreign auto manufacturers, believed was going to be the, next thing in America, which is we're going to mandate a lot of electric vehicles.
How does it tariff affect them?
Well, I don't know if
'Cause you
the
just
tariff
glossed over
affects
that.
them as well.
Oh, it'll affect them.
Yeah,
Yes.
they said a 25% tariff across the Mexico and Canadian border will blow a hole in the U.S. auto industry that we have never seen. This is
And why is that? Because
'Cause they
they've moved
manufacture them down
yes,
there. Right.
This great American company.
Right. They moved their production down there.
Yeah.
And they moved all the fucking jobs down there. And now they'd be subject to a 25% tariff to send their cars back here.
Boo-hoo.
I agree with you, John.
Yeah.
Right. So who gives you right?
Right.
That
But
was
the-
the
another
purpose
thing
of
is
the tariffs in the first place.
exactly because
Yeah.
Trump wants them to move forward production back here, which is a great goal, by the way. I
it
support
is.
that. But how another way it affects it, Kevin, is the steel tariffs. Big time affects the car industry.
Oh, sure. Because they have to, if they're making them in Mexico or Canada, that means they got to get them up. They got to get the steel up there. And guess what? Now there's reverse tariffs where the steel's going to get American
price-
steel get
your material-
tariffed
So
on the
we
way up.
send the steel to Mexico, and then they send the car back.
Yeah, make
Okay.
several vehicles in Mexico, including the Maverick pickup and Mustang Mach-E electric SUV, and engines in Canada. So, but there's been a lot of I think over the years, right? There's been a lot of industry because Detroit's so close to Canada that they do a lot of stuff over in Ontario.
Well, NAFTA
and that's-
encouraged that.
Sure,
right?
it did in the 90s, right?
It encouraged you to build production in Mexico and in Canada, and Ford built production in Mexico and in Canada. Now Trump comes along and changes the game, and it's like, you better move your shit back to America, buddy. NAFTA was a bad idea. It was bad for cities like Hammond, and it was pushed
It's like
by
this free trade. It was during Clinton.
Free
yeah.
trade is
Mhm.
free trade is it's going to drag a country like America down.
It's going to hurt manufacturing because
Right.
all of a sudden you can do cheap labor in other places and things like that. The interesting thing to me about this story was the EV portion of it, though, because Ford mentioned that they've invested heavily in factories to produce batteries and electric vehicles right here at home: Ohio, Michigan, Kentucky, Tennessee. And he said that that if in fact Trump rolls back a lot of the EV information, or I'm sorry, funding, now all of a sudden all these places that were going to build EVs are now going to lose. They're going to have to cut back on people's jobs and lay people off.
And to elaborate, if Republicans repeal Biden-era legislation that allocated billions of dollars in subsidies and loans for the projects, many jobs will be at risk.
Yes.
Why are we
was an agenda.
subsidizing?
It was an agenda, John.
Well, why are we
something
subsidizing
people
dairy
don't
farmers? I
want?
mean, well,
That's true too, Kevin.
it's like I think that. Well, I don't know. Do
There's
people
a
not
fu-
want them, or is it better for the?
Well, like obviously Joe Biden wanted to subsidize Ford and other automakers to encourage them to build EV, right?
Sure.
Now Donald Trump's going to come in and completely reverse that, right? So basically, I think if I'm learning anything from these companies, we just had 2 discussions where the companies are following the lead of the federal government, and then they get burned. You know, they sign NAFTA, so Ford builds a plant in Canada and Mexico, and then Trump comes along and says, "Fuck all that," and now you're screwed.
Well, think about this. We're talking about the last 3 years. What if in 4 years a Democratic president comes in and says, "Oh, we're going to go EV again"?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the inconsistency.
So don't take money from the federal government.
Apparently, and that's
the federal
Trump
government's
wants that.
very right.
He's like, let's cut it back.
But does that count the farmers? Because that's something you brought up. That's a very good point. Farmers take a lot of money from the federal government.
And by the way, farmers...
USAID takes a lot of grain from the federal government.
Absolutely. And I mean, that farmers are going to hit... You can already start hearing it. If you're reading anything, it's like farmers are getting scared about what's going to happen because of all the grain and everything else we ship overseas.
You know what cracks me up? Is when I hear people that voted for Trump that they're bitching now. I laugh my ass off.
That happened when he won in 16
like you
too.
Fucking deserve this. Because you know what, honestly, Marissa and I had this conversation the other day. There's not a damn thing the federal government does that affects my life at all. I pay over $100,000 into the federal government every year, and then I don't get really anything back, okay? Other than Social Security one day, maybe I'll get, right? So, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I voted for Kamala Harris, right? And all this shit's happening, and the stuff that Trump's doing probably personally helps me more than it helps the average person. That's the funny part of this whole thing. I see people that are in much worse positions that supported Trump, and I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? You rely on the federal government, and you support this guy?
There's definitely... I think there's definitely an angle that Trump is taking. You see Mike Braun in Indiana taking. It's kind of like, hey, everybody, you got to be more on your own and not rely on the government to be like this savior for you.
I agree totally with that philosophy.
And I don't disagree with that either, because I think part of the stuff that my parents instilled in me and hopefully other parents are instilling people is like, hey, you got to make something for yourself in this world. You got to work hard, and hard work should pay off, right? Hard work should help you. And so if you do have people that are going generations or whatever of oh, well, the government will be there for me, here's the problem. That's part of the problem with America. And maybe this is a wake-up call.
Kevin, you're so right in what you're saying right now.
Yeah, whether it's a wake-up call for people or not, it's happening. So get ready. And if you are going to lose all this government stuff, whether you're a farmer, whether you're somebody that's very socioeconomically challenged,
laid off,
laid off, unemployment benefits aren't going to go. I don't know what's going to happen.
Social Security.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
And you voted for Trump? There's people on Social Security that voted for Trump.
For sure.
They're fucking crazy.
Well,
crazy?
He hasn't said he's going to touch Social Security yet, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's just definitely going to be a wake-up call because he is going to cut back, and so is Indiana's going to cut back.
Well, did you guys see what was happening recently with the VA?
If VA gets cut, that's going to be a big problem.
Well, the VA is currently having to do layoffs for people who are on a probationary period.
Yes.
That's nurses, doctors,
yes.
staff.
Anybody with less than a year.
Oh, I heard that.
Probationary,
you're
less
out.
than 2 years.
Yes. If you're probationary, you're
just let go.
Because Donald Trump looks at...
they're already struggling for nurses in the first place.
Agree,
the
Lynn.
VA is not reaching who needs to be helped.
This is what Tom said, which is...
Yeah,
hey,
if you got less than a year, he looks at you like Biden hired you. Get the fuck out of here, right? You're a Biden person.
And they're
it's
not even
2
Biden
years.
hires, right?
Anybody on the probationary period, it's up to 2 years.
This goes back to what John said earlier in last episode. He's like, these are people that are just doing their jobs.
Oh, yeah. How about this one? The FAA just laid off hundreds of people. The FAA. That's a fact. And they're none of them are air traffic controllers. It's just staffers. But
and now all the planes are on the ground.
I know, dude. We've had 3 crashes since this
plane was upside down
and he's laying off
Toronto.
people from the FAA. I'm not sure. I'm crazy about that.
I'm pretty sure that Mayor Pete kept those planes up by sheer will at this point, because as soon as he left, those planes started dropping.
I mean, I've never seen a plane upside down in my life.
It's in Toronto.
Until yesterday.
How did
I know,
that
but
it's
I
in Toronto.
Agree, but I was just like, whoa, I've never seen that.
Because usually if they're upside down, they're burned beyond
bad idea. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think it's all going to be very interesting. I think this is, when Elon Musk says there's going to be some pain first, I
love it when a billionaire tells me that.
Yeah.
Growing pains.
We weren't promised pain in the campaign.
No. You're right, John.
It was all great.
Did I miss that mailer?
Yeah. I didn't once hear.
I didn't see that one.
I didn't once hear anything about pain.
If you work for the federal government, you're going to lose your job.
Funny, dude. Did I miss that mailer? That must have been a commercial. I wasn't watching, right? What the fuck? There's going to be a lot of pain if I get elected.
Yeah.
John, you want to...
I like this guy. He's honest.
At least he's straightforward with us.
Let's vote for pain.
Yeah.
John, you want to talk? You brought this up earlier in the week. I thought this is an interesting topic and article because obviously this was a huge issue during the campaign, right? I mean, immigration was probably one of the, if not the number one reason people voted for Trump because they thought immigration
might have won him the election.
Yeah,
this is one of those big issues
for sure.
And here we
divisive, right?
It took Democrats and made them Republicans. This issue converted people. They were like, "Fuck this!" Like people in Chicago, right, Kev? Why do you think Greg Abbott sent migrants to Chicago to turn people against the Democratic Party?
Yep,
and it worked. I think it was a very effective strategy.
I think a lot of people in the middle voted Republican because they were like, "This immigration thing's out of control," even though the facts weren't all that. Another bad job by the Democrats on messaging because they let the Republicans win this issue and just basically drive it down people's throats.
Yep.
But here we are a couple months in, and they've stopped publishing daily deportation numbers because the numbers are just
miserable,
lower and lower and lower. So Trump, I think, wanted 1,500 to 2,000 a day, and I believe it's under like 600 a day.
Yeah, I mean, there's all these examples. Like, I don't know if you saw Kristi Noem, the former governor of South Dakota, in those, like, all geared up in her, like, bulletproof vest and stuff, and a raid in New York City.
Could you show that picture?
Right. She had to, like,
with her blown up lips.
Well, she looks like a model.
She looks like she had a lot of work done.
Yeah, I mean, she's the sexiest Department of Homeland officer I've ever seen.
Let's go through. We should go through the list.
I bet you it's mostly old white guys in their 60s.
No, the first one was Janet Napolitano.
Janet Reno.
There we go.
Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah, she looks like a model. It's like something you'd see
But I think this is such a joke.
Oh, it's a total joke. But she looks like, what's those shows? Like
Cops or something?
Cop shows.
She's
NCIS.
like
NCIS. Yeah, she looks like she'd be in that. This
is such a
It's
joke.
right out
Law
of
and
Central
Order.
Casting.
She's wearing a police ice vest.
It's right out of Central Casting. She looks like a Hollywood actress playing a cop.
Okay, so here we go. Congratulations to Governor Noem, who's now Homeland Security Department chair, Secretary Noem, and she was at this raid, a big raid. Allegedly, they had one person arrested.
It's just everything's a reality TV show now.
It's crazy. You're right, John. It's right. You're right.
Look at how like prim and proper she looks for this raid. It's just.
Well, you think she did anything on the raid?
Dr.
She just basically
Phil,
took this picture. Yeah, Dr. Phil following around, and it's so interesting. The one thing I would give Trump credit for in this whole and his people that are on this immigration issue is the deterrent effect. I think people that are thinking about coming to America are probably thinking twice about it.
Oh, dude,
true story.
Right?
Huge.
So that and a result of that is that they thought they were going to get a lot of arrests on the border, but there's not a huge crowd at the border. Right.
So at its peak, you had like 11,000 a day.
Isn't that sad though?
And now you've got like 200.
Isn't that sad though? That just shows you how ineffective Biden was towards the end. Mm-hmm. He was just like no respect. People didn't respect him in Mexico, and now like you have to give Trump credit. There's no doubt about it that the presidency is a lot more solid right now than it was 2 months ago, as far as like respect from our peers, respect
or fear.
Okay.
One of the two.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing.
Hey man, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with people being afraid of America. I don't have a problem at all.
Agree.
With that.
Agree.
Right?
Yep.
Because they didn't fear Joe Biden's White House. That's for sure.
No.
I just wish that. I mean, it's a softball issue. I think majority of Americans do not want foreign criminals in our country.
Agree.
Okay.
That's a bipartisan issue.
How hard is it to just be right on top of that issue?
Why didn't he do
on
it
that
then?
issue? I agree. I have no idea.
You know why? Because he was afraid of the repercussions from his Latin constituency. That if I get rid of a rapist, illegal immigrant, then the Latin constituencies are going to come hard down on me and they're going to vote against me.
The irony
That's why
of that,
he didn't do it.
And the irony of that is that many Latin voters voted for Trump on this issue.
Right.
Because they wanted him to get tough on the border.
But it just shows you how weak he was at the end. He was so afraid. It was like, dude, there's so many things I'm afraid of as mayor. Like, Kevin, you and I talk about the scary things all the time. I'm like, Kevin, I was thinking about doing this. And Kevin's like, well, think about this and think about this and think about this. All three things he brings up are fucking petrifying, right? And if I sat back paralyzed by fear, we would never fucking move forward. So we usually pick a decision. Sometimes it's right. Sometimes it's wrong, right? But we make a fucking decision and move forward. That's what you do, right?
Yeah,
Joe Biden didn't do shit. He sat there paralyzed by fear.
Yeah, no one knew what the policy was. And when he finally, 3 years into his presidency, decided to get tough on immigration, it was too late. You'd lost the issue. You'd lost the issue. But, like, I would say this, that I think that, outside of the deterrent effect, the real impact of these deportations is a joke. Like they're not happening. He's not able to go through on his promise. There's not going to be the biggest mass deportation. They also have, by the way, even if there was a ton of deportations, they don't have room for it. Guantanamo Bay, which now they're sending people to, has a 30,000 max.
Didn't they say another country's taking our violent criminals now?
Well, El Salvador maybe,
right?
But it's not the numbers that they. I mean, what do you think El Salvador has? Maybe like a 10,000 person prison.
Okay, but like, check this out though. You were talking about deterrent effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I sneak into America, I get caught by ICE, and they fucking deport me to El Salvador. Like, I'll stay here in Mexico. I'm better off, right?
Who would want to be in an El Salvador prison? No, thank you.
Could you just take me back to Mexico?
Yeah.
No,
I'll go to Guantanamo.
Right?
Not El Salvador.
Freaking El
Send
Salvador,
me to Cuba.
Fuck. That's scary shit.
So I mean, in that sense, kudos. I give him credit. It's been working, but I don't think the whole mass deportation thing is happening.
Okay, I'm going to say something as an American.
Which
I want Trump's presidency to be a success. Okay, John? I want America to be strong and respected. I want to get back to normal where everybody's loving each other. I don't think he's going to pull it off.
I don't think that normal has ever existed. Heads up.
Well, babe, I've been the last 55
I don't know.
years, and I've seen good times, honestly. I thought the Clinton presidency was great. Everybody's pretty fucking happy. It was peace and prosperity. Why can't we have that?
I'm pro-America, right? So, like, of course, part of me wants to support the presidency. I'm just very, very fearful of the path he's taking us down globally, especially.
Okay, I agree
and I'm
with you.
very, very fearful of people that are saying the rule of law may not need to be followed.
That's scary shit.
They're
like the judiciary is the enemy.
Yeah,
my wife's the judiciary.
You can't be saying, like, if
Yeah,
you're
they
going to
want to
say,
impeach
I was talking to
judges
somebody
now.
yesterday, and like, if the Supreme Court rules a certain way and Trump blows it off, we have a serious
major
problem.
That's a major problem.
We have
That's
a serious
time to
problem.
grab your arms.
And J.D. Vance is there saying, like, well, these judges, and I've been more happy about, I don't know if happy is the right word, I've been more comforted in a way by Trump's comments about court orders than I have like J.D. Vance and other people in his administration. Trump's like, hey, I get it. I got to follow the judge's orders. I don't like it. Some of these judges are this way. But to this point, he hasn't said anything that's alarming on that front. He hasn't. People in his administration have.
Yeah.
And I'm also worried about what's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine. I have a feeling that what's happening in Saudi Arabia with the U.S. and Saudi Arabia there and Russia there is like, we're going to shove this down your throat, Ukraine, and you're going to eat it. And I don't think that's a good idea, but it's not for me to decide. They're over there hanging out.
You guys want to bounce and get into the
Yeah,
segment?
something fun.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
We want to talk about Elon Musk's 13th child and some other elements of his love life.
Awesome. Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW, 219-554-4529, or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, who is the city attorney for the city of Hammond, by the way. That's a power duo. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Tortillas Nueva Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nueva Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager around, is the second fastest growing beer in the country, and we're serious about cracking a cold one and heading for the mountains. We get excited about 30 packs in a Cardi B, 30 packs in a cooler, reeling in a big fish, supporting the farming community, hunting season, and cranking up some country music. As the official beer of NASCAR and the professional bull riders, Busch Light is always cold and smooth and waiting for you. Head over to Cal Brew or the Busch Light websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy Busch Light with beers and cheers responsibly.
There were so many old folks at my work last night watching that NASCAR race.
Oh, really?
Lots of cars flipped over. There was a pretty nasty one towards the end, but nobody got hurt.
Oh, you're
Linz,
talking
I
Daytona?
love all this.
Like, was it the Daytona?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
By
NASCAR.
the way, Trump did the opening lap.
With the beast.
Dude, he's just a better politician. Dude, tell me that's not stroke of genius.
It
is. It's fucking
Go to
great.
NASCAR.
It definitely appeals to
they love him
series.
down there.
Dude, it's great. Like, what the fuck were we doing? What the fuck were we doing? I get so pissed. I see it, and I'm like, tip your cap. Freaking great politician, man.
Saw another softball.
Dude, and he freaking drives a victory lap right before the Daytona 500, seen by hundreds of millions of people. Like,
Goes to the Super Bowl.
There you go. I know, it's a good move, man.
Sit back and...
All right, Dad, you're next.
Oh,
Sorry,
am I?
distracted you.
Sorry. For decades, the Ron J. Prestimer Insurance Agency has been located on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestimer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestimer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, The Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business and organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
I wanted to mention a couple things that I found in chat that are pretty funny. Marty Del Rio said in the Army they were called pecker checkers.
Pecker checkers. He knows what I'm talking about.
And he also said...
Everybody knows dick watchers.
It was never a medical professional. It was always whoever got in trouble that week.
It's like, not on our boat. It's always the same dude.
And then I also want to mention Kristen Cantrell, big Substack person. I was saying Kristen was...
Really?
Yeah,
really?
she likes Substack.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Hey, man, Elon Musk is fertile. 13 kids. But
With like 5 women.
But like Kevin and I were talking about this last night. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He could have 100 kids, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's so freaking rich. Like, what is she going to get from him?
Not going to get married.
Okay, so
Like,
he's not going to get married.
Dumb to get married.
And,
And
I
she's
agree.
she already has a $12,000 to $15,000 apartment in Manhattan.
And a Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah, man.
$12,000 to $15,000 apartment
That's
in
nothing
Manhattan.
for him. Think of it, that's like a nickel.
It is freaking less than a nickel.
Is that
like
$12,000 to $15,000 a month?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
I
what
was
does
gonna,
that look like legally? Like, Kevin, what kind of payment is she getting
It's
from
some type of alimony.
billionaire?
Yeah, she probably was like, instead of filing a paternity case, let's have our lawyers draw something up, and you're the dad.
Wow.
You admit you're the
We'll
dad,
keep
and
the
you're going to pay
apartment
me.
paid
Yeah,
and-
I'm going to pay for this and that, and she's got a house cleaner now, and like a couple $1,000 a month.
I want a new Cybertruck every
valet.
other year.
Yeah.
Right? It's no big
Yeah.
deal, Elon.
I get to announce it. They probably even coordinated the announcement.
I'm sure.
Who knows?
And then because he was ready for it.
Yeah, and I think part of it, we were talking about this yesterday, Tom, is like Elon wants to, like, in his mind, he thinks, I need to spread my seed as far and wide because of how smart I am. Like, I think I really think he's like that.
That's such a really
he's like
gross way to put it.
megalomaniac. And like, he's like,
Or is it just a kink?
Is it a
who
breeding
knows?
kink?
Is
But
it?
it might
But
be
like,
like a,
he doesn't worry at all because,
The
Yeah.
man obviously doesn't use protection.
Right. But
It's like he's setting himself up for this.
And I
Lindsay,
think
I
he
think
wants
most
to-
men,
Oh, yeah.
when you're having sex with a woman, one of the biggest fears most men have is you're going to get them pregnant. Right?
unless you're
Even-
planning on having
Unless
children,
it's your,
yes. You're-
unless you're in a
married.
relationship and
Yeah.
you're married, right?
But like-
most men are like, I'm very aware of what this thing could do.
Yes.
It could put a baby inside
Yes.
you, right?
Yeah.
So
Like
most
before
men
you're
are
married.
and most men can't afford to have babies all over
No.
the place, right? But this guy can.
Mm-hmm.
He could have 13 of them and it doesn't cost him a nickel, like we said.
And by the way, if he wanted, like, if he was not concerned about having babies, he'd be like, I'm going to have a vasectomy and just
Right.
have sex with people.
Right.
In this instance, he's like, I'm going to get you pregnant.
Well, he's another big thing of his is like population decline. So he's like trying to help that.
It's going to be a world full of Elons.
Yeah. But like Ashley
Yeah.
St. Clair, so she's this big conservative influencer,
Yeah.
right? And he hooks up with her. Probably did he meet her on Twitter or X
Maybe
or
met her at the
something?
RNC. Who knows?
Yeah. But I just thought it was interesting how she posts on Valentine's Day on X, I had Elon's baby, and please respect our privacy.
5
or
months
my
ago, by
privacy.
the way.
Please respect our privacy.
5 months ago.
I had Elon's baby. Don't
Yes.
ask me any questions
Yes,
about it, right?
and then the next day,
posted
there's a New
publicly.
York Post exclusive with her. By the way, I have it here. Please respect our privacy. Here she is in her.
How sad she looks in her
$15,000
a month apartment.
She's like, I'm a single mom.
Like, look at the
Barely making it, barely
the
making it.
descriptor. It says Elon Musk's alleged baby mama.
But none of this makes
I grew up with a
sense.
single mom. I know how tough it is.
Here she is playing chess.
Does this
Yeah.
remind you of your mom?
Dude, it reminds me of growing up, hungry with no Christmas tree. Like that house apartment reminds me exactly
that's
of
sad,
that.
Tom.
But they've had some beef since then on Twitter. Like, she's posted on Twitter. She's responded to Elon like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with you, Elon.
No.
Yes.
You're joking.
I'm
She's
not
like,
kidding.
The child support check bounced last month, Elon.
Elon, please give me the paycheck.
You promised me more people to take care
Here
of
it
me
is.
at the house.
This is after all this went down. She posts on Twitter. She replies to him, Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days, and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us?
Instead of publicly responding to smears from an individual who posted photos of me in underwear at 15.
Well,
What?
so there's a lot of people are digging into her past now, right? On
And
Twitter
pulling up
and
a
stuff.
bunch of not great stuff.
You know what else
Yikes.
was interesting was right around the time she would have gotten pregnant, she posted about her X residuals. You get paid on X if you're a big influencer and people view your tweets and respond to them. You actually get money.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Her X payouts drastically increased
Shocking.
around the time she would have been gotten pregnant.
Oh, like
So
it was.
yes.
Like that's interesting.
People
That
are
should be-
saying-
that should be investigated.
People
right?
are saying, did Elon use kind of that X payout system?
To like get her
Oh.
attention.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yes.
owns the company. I guess it's not
Or
like
maybe they
SEC.
were together and
Yeah,
he was.
It's a tax write. I mean, it's a
I mean, it's-
expense.
Yeah. I mean, he owns the company,
He can
right? It's not
hire
like-
his girlfriends to work for X. I mean, it's not illegal.
Yeah. It's not covered by any SEC, right? They're not publicly
No.
traded anymore.
No, they're
Yeah.
private.
Right.
Wow.
Jilted into.
Do
I
whatever
don't
you
think.
want,
I
Elon.
think even if it was public, you could still do it. Why wouldn't he?
Which one of his
If
exes?
he paid her as an influencer, like what's wrong with that?
No, if he paid her unrelated to the no. What John was saying is that when she got pregnant, all of a sudden her payments went up, not
Right.
because
Okay.
not because her
But
numbers
it's
went
through
up.
X. But so she's gonna have to take taxes on that, and it's
Sure.
gonna be an expense on X. So like the government's happy, right?
Yeah,
as long as she pays her taxes, as long as
Yeah, I don't know.
It definitely put her on the For You page of a lot of people who probably wouldn't have seen her otherwise.
she's a very beautiful
That's-
woman, no
Sure.
doubt about it.
26,
there's this-
young
who
lady.
put this picture in?
I did.
Yeah, that
I
was
did.
on.
Tom's digging up.
No, it was in the post article,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I mean, like, what kind of woman is gonna get knocked up by a billionaire? This one,
Her.
yeah. Right.
How old is
I don't
Elon?
know.
Out of curiosity, does anybody know how old he is?
53, I think.
Isn't he like
53.
Dad's
She's
age?
half
Yeah,
his
probably
age.
a little bit younger than me.
We'd have to do that calculation if she's
How old is she?
she,
Let's do it.
My
26.
age?
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
26?
younger
Half
than
plus
me?
7.
Half plus 7.
She's younger.
So 26, 52 plus 7, 59. So
Oh, I
How
thought it
old
was
is
half your
she?
age plus 7. So
half,
52,
so 53. So 52, 26 plus 7.
33.
Yeah.
How
She's too
old
young.
is he?
How old is she?
26.
26.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Okay, there you go.
So it's
Sorry,
officially
Elon.
creepy.
Lockpod says you can't do it.
He cares.
Yes.
Is this your guys' favorite baby mama of Elon so far?
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of Grimes.
Grimes is cool, and I thought this,
Like, if I'm just going purely off of looks. it's hard.
Grimes
This-
has got. She's an
like
artist.
a model.
I-
This chick's like a
I
model.
kind of like the wholesome all-America look of his
Yeah.
first wife as well.
Really?
That
Yeah.
she's-
Who was
no,
that?
she freaking hates him.
Why don't you put him up?
though.
I
She
can't.
hates Elon.
Yeah.
Every
All
time they talk
of
to her in the
Elon's.
press, she's like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah, dude. He's a.
Yeah, what's her last name? Wilson, maybe, I think? Or
It was in the article.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Hmm.
It was like a Justine Wilson, I think it is.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, there's no pictures.
All right,
Justine
sorry.
Wilson. Look at
We'll,
that.
we'll come.
Right.
We'll come
Wow.
better prepared next show.
She's
Why don't
my
we go ahead
second
and
favorite.
why don't we go ahead and start
Justine.
closing the show out,
All right,
guys?
wrap it up.
Wilson.
Wrap it up.
Thanks, Jabez.
Oh.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Great job, Linz. Happy birthday on Friday.
Thanks.
Next time you come on Lockpod.
I work on my birthday.
Next time you come on Lockpod, you'll be 34.
33.
Okay.
Quit aging me.
Okay. 33.
I'm already tired enough.
Okay.
How
Well,
many
happy
kids?
birthday, sweetie.
How many kids does he
They
have
had
with her?
6. One died.
Whoa.
Really?
Mm.
Like their first child died at like 10 weeks, I think. It said,
Fuck.
and then,
Oh,
That
my
sucks.
God.
and then they had 5 afterwards.
That's horrible. She's
Sids.
pretty. She's very pretty. That's his first wife.
And she fucking hates him.
I'm glad. She's very pretty.
Mm.
Kevin, thanks. Appreciate
man.
you. Thanks for the great housing our Lockpod. It's a great studio.
No worries.
I forgot somebody just came in somebody came in the other day to your office and said they got to see the studio and they were really impressed.
Yeah, somebody did ask to see it.
It's impressive.
Well,
impressive.
John put it together. It looks good.
Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for listening to Lockpod. We got a funny joke to close it out with. It's Michael Che. This is what do they call this? The segment with Michael Che, the news
weekly update.
Yeah,
weekly update. I love this part of Saturday Night Live. This is on a couple weeks ago. I saved it. This is a good one. So this is when Biden was still president. So take care, everybody. Thanks for listening to season 14, episode 14. We'll be back on Friday with Josh Huddleston as our guest and another great episode. Take care, everybody. Enjoy this clip on the way out.
President Biden announced that a Navy aircraft carrier will be named in honor of Bill Clinton. The carrier will also honor Bill Clinton by being covered in semen. Men of the sea. Men of the sea.